YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Well, Angie and I got thinking in the last couple of videos, basically since we did that one video that went up Friday night, making our summer plans changes, changing our summer plans, and I started thinking about the stuff that like our lifestyles, basically. Everybody knows on my previous videos that I was brought up in the best of homes, basically. And Angie was basically brought up in a good home. Lucky for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you brought up in a good home. I was kind of brought up in a crappy dump, basically. That's what it was. That's what I feel like. Then the abusive older brother that I had, basically, that brought me that special Daddy on 5 video and that. But do I regret that kind of childhood? Well, you can't really regret that. But there was decisions in my life, basically before my life, sometimes I can regret in doing and saying. I think you had some regrets too, right? Basically?
Yeah.
What were the regrets you had?
I regret meeting the boyfriend before Chuck.
Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know that. Angie and I have been together for 20... We've known each other for 20 years.
Let's just say the boyfriend before Chuck put me through a wall.
Tried to put you through the wall.
Yes.
And your brother tried to do something about it, and the cops didn't really... You didn't really report it to the cops, did you, on that, right?
No.
No, but yeah, so you had your own regrets over the years, right?
Yes.
And reason we don't mention employment on this channel, because in this market it's really been a big taboo, basically, over the years. It's not just social media, sometimes even print media. I was a victim in print media with my first boss back in the early 80s in print media. I'll explain that on the next clip here. I think we're going to start walking a little bit. Yeah, we just got done watching the towboat go through. We'll get it filmed some other time. Okay, one of the things I regretted is one of my first employers I had was, I'm not going to mention no names, so I don't know if they're alive or not, but one of my first employers almost fired me on the spot for reading my name in a newspaper for some crime I never committed, basically. Somehow they misinterpret my name. Well, I had the same name. The guy had the same name as I did, and he was like 5 years younger. The difference at the time was I was living in Lowmore at the time. This was back in the late 80s. I would say 89, I think it was, when this allegation came out. Walked into work one day, and my boss at the time came up to me, "How dare you to come into work when you were in jail?" And wait a minute, I was not in jail. I never served no jail time. Because your name was in the paper. I said, "Did you read the whole article?" Who cares about the whole... I told her, read the whole article, because that's not me. I keep telling her that was not me. And see, that's one of the things people will mess up on. Even back then, names...
They seem to.
Yeah, because, you know, when I moved in this town, there was like 5 people with the same name as me. 2 of them had the same initials as, you know, one other person had the same initials as me for the middle name. And the one that had the middle initial was one that was causing all the trouble. Not just to himself, but to us too, basically. And we've been getting his phone calls when we first moved into the apartment that we had lawyers calling for him, basically. Lawyers and collectors was calling for him, and they got the wrong person. Because our debt is really next to nothing, basically, in that. Yep. So basically, if I regretted, I should have quit the first boss right then and there. After that allegation, because I thought that was bogus and not 100% true. And I was really upset over that situation. But I stuck it out with that person for another 3 years. No, 3 or 4 years, and I said I had enough of bounced checks, and I regretted staying on. at that first job?
We went on some ill-advised baseball trips too.
Yeah, we took some ill-advised baseball trips in, what was it, early and mid-2000s?
Yes.
And that was long before there was YouTube. And I think we took one ill-advised Cedar Point trip we had no business taking in a junk car. We paid the price for that ill-advised decision, right?
Yes.
Because I had money saved up for a car rental at the time, but we had a few issues.
Arguments.
Actually, arguments and a couple more ill-advised trips prior to that Cedar Point trip that cost us that car rental. So the car we drove, it broke down in Indiana, of all places.
Yes.
Yeah, we broke down near your roof. Basically, no, we actually broke down near Fremont.
Yep.
Indiana, basically. And I knew it was an ill-advised trip, basically, because we never bought the tickets ahead of time because we never had a computer at the time. So we had no business going that way. Some of our videos, possibly, maybe, we did a few of these ill-advised trips. But like I said, anything we do outside of YouTube is out of our control. Especially, that's why we don't hardly mention employment, basically, because trolls will go after, they say if they don't like a particular video, they'll go after their employment and all that stuff, then just make excuses. That's been wrong with social media. If I had a regret of anything, is how social media just got out of whack. People just post lies. Lies can go everywhere, and basically, so people don't know what the truth is, basically. But if we regretted on this channel is if we ever think we regretted about this channel is we didn't start it soon enough. We should have started a lot sooner.
Yes.
Like back in 2010, that was an awesome baseball trip. We would have loved to share it on YouTube, but back then we didn't have the camera and we didn't have the computer at the time. In fact, I don't think we even had a computer. No, we did have a computer because...
We did have a computer.
Yeah, we did have a computer, but it was not a very good computer. It was an old Walmart junky computer. It was already outdated when we got it.
Yep.
Basically because the memory went real fast. It was like 2 gigabytes with maybe not even... I don't know, some over, I can't figure out what the numbers were, but they were not very much, not what we have now.
No.
So what we're going to do is make sure we don't regret anything like this, is we're going to pay for our mistakes in our lives. When we were, come on Angie, admit it, we were party animals when we first met.
Yes, we did. We loved to party.
We want to be the highlight of the party, so any of your younger kids out there is watching this video, learn, if you're going to be the party animal, take it from us. You're going to be struggling for the rest of your life. I would say end your parties now, start thinking about the future, because your future is
looking so bright.
It looks so bright, and you know, with this day and age of social media that we live in, the last thing you want is somebody make a fib out of you and your boss calls you in the office and you're fired because you had one of many of these 2 days ago. This is why we make our videos 3 to 4 days behind schedule, so it's harder to prove in a way, because you're talking about videos that we made, to say 3 days ago or 4 days ago or 5 days ago. That's why most YouTubers are usually delay their video, so they don't regret putting up one immediately after, a few of these, and you put up a video the very next day, and that would be, just say, hey, that happened a week ago. Yes. And all that stuff. And that's why we always try to make our videos late as possible, at least 5 to 7 days. We're trying to get back to our 5 to 7 days behind schedule.
We're trying.
So kind of wrap it up is every YouTuber has been on YouTube, the ones I've watched. Some decisions they have made and put up on YouTube, most of them has regretted it in a way.
Yep.
It's one thing we have to be careful of, YouTubers ourselves, not to put up something that we're going to regret later. And YouTube is not a full-time job. It starts as a hobby, and it grows into a business. So I've been sick and tired of hearing some of these YouTubers calling YouTube a full-time job. It is not, because Google and YouTube did not hire you to be a full-time job. Google and YouTube has to hire you. They didn't hire you to put videos up on their platform. We do it ourselves, just like Facebook. We share our lives.
We share everything.
We try to share everything in our lives, and too many people have called YouTube a full-time job. It is not a full-time job. Both of them turns into a business, and a lot of YouTubers, they do regret what they post, and some do regret what they say on YouTube, basically. So we're gonna wrap up this video. It's a little long. Any other regrets? Basically, I know we will have our regrets, basically, but one thing we do is every video that we have put up, don't matter how good, how bad, how great,
or how horrible.
Oh yeah, how horrible it can be. We had some horrible videos before because of older cameras we used. Basically, like the cell phone camera. We regretted using the cell phone camera we had in that. So we should have thought a little bit more when we started the channel back then. We should have invested into a better camera right now, basically. But yeah, don't, if you're younger people watching this video at this point, don't be a party animal, and don't regret, and look at your financial future, basically. You're going to have to think about your financial future as of when you get, if you're under the age of 25, start thinking about your financial futures on that. So don't be like these other YouTubers thinking that big, because there's a lot of channels that's failing. Right now, we're going to plug along because we like our audience so much, because we have, I think, even a small channel, I think they're pretty loyal. They enjoy what we put out, right?
Yes, they do.
We do get comments on these a lot. We get a lot of positive comments on that. So we like to thank you very much. We will continue on this channel as long as we can, as long as we have good content, right?
Yep.
And feasibility. That's one thing we have to do is watch, is what happened outside, what we're talking about, affect us outside of YouTube is not the YouTube income. It's just other stuff outside of YouTube we cannot control, basically. And the only way we can control it is try to defeat it through social media if we can. But right now, it's really hard to even do that, basically. So we just have to do the best we can, right?
Yes.
And we'll have to do the best we can to share our budget highs and lows here on YouTube, right? And that we'll have some budget highs, we'll have budget lows. We had it before, so it's nothing new. We did it last year. Come on, guys, and gals. We admitted we had some budget problems last year for a little point, but we worked things out. That's the main thing, right? So some things we do regret in our past lives goes back to the early 80s. Angie's past regrets had to go back just before she met me.
Yep.
And other stuff that we've done together we may have regretted before, long before YouTube, right?
Yes.
And that, so right now, there's one thing we gotta regret. It's the time to end the show because it's getting dark.
Please like, share, subscribe. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.